rolling? Okay, cool. Okay, so this video is for all of the young photographers like myself out there, you know, trying to figure out how to start photography, how to get into it, you know, what to buy, what to get, all of that, because it's a very broad topic. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about 5 tips that I think really helped me sort of get into photography. I'm 17. I really started interest in photography when I was 15. That was like 2 summers ago, and I found that since then there's been a lot of growth. So I'm going to be sharing with you all what I sort of did to get into it. So the first thing, I think the first question you want to ask yourself is, do you really love photography? You know, don't do it, don't get into photography because, you know, you've seen your friends doing it or you watched a couple YouTube videos. No, you have to really find what you like about it for yourself. For me, it was because I used to like video more and I really like cameras, but then I was like not really good at video, so I started doing photography. And you know, bought my first DSLR, Nikon D5100. That camera, I'm sorry for all the Nikon people, that camera was garbage, but it was my first camera, so I got into it. But you really have to ask yourself, do you really love photography? Because if you don't, you're gonna start spending money and time on a skill that you're not really interested in, and you could be doing it on, you could be using that time and money on something else, if that makes sense. Okay, so the second thing, what I did, as soon as I found that I was interested in it, I got totally immersed into like photography. Unfortunately, I would spend hours messing up my eyes watching YouTube videos on camera gear, vlogs, whole bunch of stuff. What's in my camera bag videos, I really love those. Just all this stuff about photography, about cameras, lenses, everything. I would spend hours watching on that. And even though I didn't end up buying that stuff, or I didn't end up really, I don't really know how to put that. Basically watching all those videos, what it did for me, it got me more into photography, more excited to really pursue the craft, if that makes sense. Please tell me that made sense, let me know. So basically for you, you really just have to get into it, you know, read books if you need to, watch videos if you need to, talk to people if you know people who do photography. That is very, very important. Talk to people, let them know you're interested, and just listen to them. They'll give you tips, pointers, their experiences. Just talk to them and let them know you're interested. And I promise you that that's really one of the important things, is to really immerse yourself with everything to where, you know, that is your favorite hobby or something that you're really interested in. Okay, so the third thing is that, of course, you need a camera. Now, I know you hear a lot of people saying, hey, you know, your phone works good. And that is true. Your phone does work pretty well. But please, 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 don't think that you're going to get DSLR, mirrorless, whatever quality on like a phone. I mean, yes, there are good phones out there, but nothing beats an actual camera. It's absolutely no problem starting with a phone. I started with a phone. I started taking pictures of like trees in my backyard with my phone. But just don't think that I'm about to start, you know, my business, about to start all this with a phone. You know, you really need a good camera. So if you have the opportunity to buy a camera, a real camera, do it. Do it, do it, do it. And you don't have to start at like a $800, $1,000 camera. You can start low. My first camera was like, I think it was like $150. So you can start low and work your way up. Don't think that you have to start off getting a really expensive camera, because expensive cameras are made for experienced photographers. So you're gonna have a lot of buttons, a lot of menus that you're not really, you know, familiar with. But if you get a beginner camera, everything's more streamlined, everything's more simplified for a beginner. So I would recommend starting with a good beginner camera, because there are plenty of good beginner cameras out there. And you know, if you start with that one and you really just master those beginner cameras and you can work your way up, I think that that's the way to go. Okay, so number 4, please, please, please do not get discouraged if results do not show up immediately. They will not show up immediately. When I started, I made an Instagram and I was posting pictures and I was like, you know, I thought these pictures would get more likes than this. You know, I thought it would get more than 12 likes. Yeah, but results are not going to come overnight, and that's with pretty much anything, any craft, anything in life, results are not going to come overnight. But as you work through with photography and you start learning and you start practicing, which is another thing, you really just practice. Go take your camera out anywhere and just start shooting. Just practice. But as you begin to practice more, you begin to watch more videos, you begin to learn more, you're gonna see that people are going to start appreciating what you're putting out, the content that you're putting out. You know, people are gonna start appreciating that, you know, he's putting out some pretty good stuff, you know? And I think that it's a process. Photography is a process, and things don't come overnight. I really hope that made sense to you all. I sound kind of stupid. Okay, so the last thing kind of ties in what I said before about people are going to start seeing your work, which the last and final thing is that social media is your best friend, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'd highly recommend Instagram. That is your best friend. That's pretty much nowadays, that's your portfolio, you know. It's where people are going to see pictures. It's where people are going to see, you know, the kind of photographer you are, whether it's landscapes, city, portrait, anything. And it's that's how you reach out to people. Anyone that messages me, it's through Instagram. It's not email. I don't think anyone does that anymore. It's Instagram, you know, DMs. And yeah, I actually made a video on how to grow your engagement on Instagram. It'll be up there. I'm looking at my screen. I don't know where it'll be. It'll be up there somewhere. Go check that out if you want to get your engagement up on Instagram. But social media is your best friend when it comes to photography. This is how you're gonna get all of your work out. When people ask you, hey, you know, what is your work looking like? You can refer them to the Instagram, and it's just, you know, a perfect way for people to see your work. So I hope those 5 things, I hope I made sense. I am in no way a professional or anything. I'm still growing, still learning, always will be, but considering that I'm a younger photographer, being that I'm 17, I wanted to share some tips for those, you know, that's awkward, who may be struggling with the same thing that I did. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you all can use these tips. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram at _creativejason. Shoot me a DM. I'm always there to answer questions. It's not like I sit here all alone. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. See you on the next one. Peace.